particular match.
Hi Link family, I hope you're doing great. Nick speaking, and as you can see, speaking without camera today because my motherboard broke down, so I will need to wait for my new motherboard to arrive. Anyway, today's match is about a match that was part of the Collision 2019 Tekken World Tour Master event in Latin America, Sapito being the Link player, the best Link player in Latin America. If you do not want any spoiler and if you want to watch the full action without being stopped in the middle, you need to go in the description of the video and to click on the link that I provided you with. It is the direct link to this video and it is Tekken official YouTube channel. So the spoiler, Sapito here finished 17th of that tournament and RoyNichi, his opponent here, finished 2nd, leaving behind him Q-Dance, Kokoma and Saint, like all the Japanese, Koreans and foreigners that came over there. It's a Latin, actually the Peruvian guys that won as well, so these were Peruvian too. Anyway, so it will be Giz versus Ling Xiaoyu. I don't know this matchup very well, but let's have a look. So at the very beginning you can see the Giz player starting by stepping on Ling's right, which is no surprises considering it's her weak side at that range. Immediately getting the 1+2 juggle, and he successfully get his wall carry too. It's pretty hard to do this juggle, so it's a good point for Sapito. Giz starting his string, and this is a 50-50, that was a nice duck. Sapito trying to adjust his wall carry, but unfortunately he reaches the wall too early. That's a nice low block. Very nice use of AOP here. It's not enough, unfortunately, to finish it, but it should be okay. Just blocking, playing safe, and a low poke to finish it. That's 1-0. Giz down back 4 is minus infinity, but I have no clue why he tried to punish it with a down forward 2-1. A wild standing 2 would have done it, and it was way easier and also more rewarding, so I don't know. But anyway, both players are now poking, and what we just saw here, so Ling Xiaoyu as a second player character can do a down 4 into a sidestep right into AOP. You cannot do that if you are in the first player side, so yeah, small details, but still it's pretty evasive and pretty useful. The 1+2 juggle again, unfortunately it dropped. So here we can see during the replay that he was pretty close to his opponent when he started the 1+2 juggle. He did a deep dash deep enough to get the pickup, but not the follow-up. So I saw many messages on social medias and so on about people confused about this juggle, so here is what you need to know. If there is a slight angle, you will have a pushback slightly shorter than if you are straight in front of your opponent. The result being that if you are at far range with a small angle, you might be able to get the pickup and the follow-up. However, if you are at far range and straight in front of your opponent, then you might be either too late if you do a deep dash deep enough to reach your opponent, or you might not be able to reach your opponent if you want to be in time for the pickup. In many ways you can see that Ling is struggling with distance, and here we are basically struggling with forward 3 because we are more or less at max range, and also the down 3 because once you get the forward 3 it's impossible to know if the down 3 will hit or not, and you might end up in a very bad situation. But again, if you are a new player, what you need to know, if you hit your opponent, it means that your deep dash is not fast enough, and if you do not reach your opponent, it means that your deep dash is not deep enough. That's all you need to know for this juggle, and of course the angle might help a bit. So now let's go back to the match, and as we saw, he got the 1+2 juggle, he dropped it, his opponent could punish it. Now both players are more or less at mid-life, the throw that goes through, so as you saw it's the 1+2 throw, and this is because Ling was back to a wall, so even if the opponent is breaking the throw, it will switch sides, and then your opponent has the wall pressure, now playing with his opponent's mind and finishing him with the low. It's a 2-0 already, and it was a pretty strong demonstration here. The sidestep right into AOP. So here Giz down forward 1 as a mix-up, down forward 1-1 or down forward 1-4. The down forward 1-4 is punishable on block, -13. The down forward 1-1 is not, but it's a high string, so you can duck the second one. However, what happened here, as you can see, is that Sapito did sidestep the first down forward 1 to the right and went into AOP. Once you have sidestepped the first down forward 1 to the right, AOP will beat the whole mix-up. So it's safe, you just have to wait for the second one to whiff, and you can launch it. It's not the case, down forward 1-4 is not beaten by AOP on block, but here it will be beaten consistently. So let's go back to the action, and Sapito could get a launch. He would try to have a proper wall carry, unfortunately just a bit too short. He tried again to play with his opponent mind by going from one stance to another, but this time RoyNichi said no. With back 3, he couldn't confirm the forward 3, so here again a very good tool for Link that is pretty much inconsistent. And because of what again? The distance. Forward 3, not only you need to confirm that you got a counter hit, but you need to assess pretty quickly if you are close enough to your opponent to get the launcher afterward, because if you're too far, then you will whiff and you might get launched for that. So you need to assess the distance on top of pretty quickly assess if yes or not you got the counter hit. So my point is, if tournament players offline can miss it, then imagine average player online. Here for example, I was in time to press 4, but I was too far. It's just too complicated I believe, and we can move on with the rest of the match. Here Sapito then got the forward 3 counter hit, but could not confirm either the distance or the fact that he got the counter hit in time. With the low, Giz gets a small life lead now. He couldn't whiff punish, going in AOP, the up forward 4 pretty dangerous. So up forward 4 generally speaking is kind of safe. The thing is that you need a pretty fast move to whiff punish it, because the recovery is pretty fast and you need a fast move that beats AOP in case the Link player is going into up forward 4 into AOP. With meta, Giz has two safe options and quite damageful, being back 3 and 2. RoyNichi opted for 2, it was well played, now it's a 2-1. Sapito starting to poke, and that's a huge counter hit with a good wall carry, can get a lot of damages. Now the key, it's working well so far. That's a huge life lead, but be careful with the wall. That's a good punish, and that's it, 3-1. That was pretty straight, a very nice demonstration here from Sapito. We will go directly to the second match. RoyNichi will switch character, but it will be on the same map. Hwoarang is not a bad matchup for Link, but you have to be extra careful with the walls. And here we go for the first round. Immediately getting a low parry, that's a very good start. Can do a good wall carry. Nice damages, already a third of life, and unfortunately, first launcher for RoyNichi, anticipating AOP. Switching stances and going for the low mix-up, it's pretty difficult to assess what the opponent is going to do. Going for the pokes, nice throw break. Sapito now about to die, that's a nice launcher, and unfortunately the juggle did not go through. So we will do a small pause here. This launcher is pretty inconsistent. Not only if you are too close to your opponent, the second 3 of AOP up forward 3-3 might whiff, but on top of that, even if you are at a nice distance that allow you to get the follow-up, your juggle might whiff because there is too much distance created here, and again it's pretty difficult to assess while you are doing the juggle, it goes very fast. So arguably Sapito here is taking a huge risk if you consider that he has the rage and his opponent does not have a lot of life remaining, but I guess he just wanted to finish it with that juggle, and unfortunately it didn't work out. So here we go with a round 2 of the match. 2, immediately the pokes, and that's a nice punish, building a small life lead here. The 50-50s of Hwoarang, it's a launcher, that will be a lot of damages. Even so, arguably it is not one of the most damageful juggle or launcher of Hwoarang. Each time he reaches the wall, it's a lot of damages. Now the Okizeme, unexpected throw, no break here. And that's a 2-0. Both players are now zoning, the whiff punish, he couldn't punish it hard, he was too far. Now he's grounded, the Okizeme. Nice punish again. 50-50s, okay, it's not going so bad here. Cannot whiff punish that, and that's it. A launcher again, that will be too much damages. Can he come back from that? The pokes, That's it, 3-0. That was very straightforward in the other direction. Two completely different matches that we saw here. We will go directly to the third match and the last one because it is a FT2. Sapito, without surprises, goes for a map without walls. Immediately going in AOP, was looking for the counter hit but didn't get it. Then the 50-50. Sapito trying to take distance with Hwoarang. There is no wall, so he can go back as much as he wants. Nice punish again. The pokes, that's a nice life lead. Hwoarang going for the 50-50s again. Nice punish. Sapito keeping it safe with pokes only, trying to finish it. Nice launcher, but unfortunately it didn't work. So we'll have a look again. Hwoarang doing a 1-2 into another 1-2. Several things you need to know. First of all, Hwoarang has a mix-up, 1-2-3, 1-2-4. You cannot duck it with AOP. Here is what I was trying to do. I will show you the input. So now, as you can see, AOP didn't work. So of course you can duck the high, but not the mid with AOP. A good option that Ling has in that situation is to use her parry, because her parry will beat both the mid and the high. A safe option for Hwoarang to avoid this parry is to mix it up with another 1-2, which is basically what was doing RoyNichi. Also, despite his forward dash between the two 1-2, Sapito was capable of avoiding the second one with his backdash. Once you get the 1-2 to whiff, the situation is completely different, because then you can avoid the wall mix-up with AOP, which is what Sapito tried to do here. In that situation, AOP up forward 3-3 is actually quite consistent, no matter what the opponent is doing, because actually Hwoarang can also move in flamingo, either left or right from the 1-2 string. So no matter what Hwoarang does, AOP up forward 3-3 is quite consistent. The problem is that Sapito did hesitate before to land it. You can see it here. And then it allowed Hwoarang to switch stance again. We can even see him starting to press button to attack, and therefore the juggle was not reliable anymore. So we go back to the action now. Sapito punished, now on the ground. The punish didn't work, it was too far. From here, arguably, you might not want to use a 1-2 as a punisher. But yet, Sapito did not do such a bad decision. I mean, it wasn't that far from reaching his opponent. Anyway, he should have done the shoulder, and despite the fact that everything is going wrong, he's still there and still alive. He can still win this round. Small life lead, the throw break, not this time, almost dead, no parry, that's it, 1-0. Everything went wrong. That's very unfortunate, but the match is totally different than the last one with the walls. Here you can see Ling way better against Hwoarang without walls. Sapito now has a nice life lead again. The side step right again. Ling doesn't have any tool basically that goes on the right. Here you can see that Hwoarang is creating distance just before to hit the down back 4. At that range it's very dangerous to use back 2 for the Ling player, so she has only now back 4 that can track on the right. Unfortunately it's a very bad move, and therefore it was quite free for RoyNichi to go on Ling's right. In that situation, forward 3 is actually pretty efficient if you switch the player side, because here Hwoarang can go on Ling's right only because he's the first player. Otherwise, he could go only to her left, where forward 3 would track. It is the second time today that I bring that on the table, but the player side actually does impact the choices that the player are doing. So we'll go back to the action, and Hwoarang here getting a big lunge and is getting back in this round. Even so, Ling being back turn and there is no wall, so the damages are not so big. As you can see, that's a nice punish, but unfortunately it's so hard to whiff punish this power crush. Both players are now quite even, trying to get the counter, it didn't work. The 50-50, that's nice, he got him, almost dead. Need to be careful with the rage. Okay, blocked it. Nice block, nice punish, wasn't enough, but yet he could get him 1-1. That was pretty close. So the third round, Hwoarang being aggressive immediately, going for 50-50s, AOP didn't work. Trying to punish him with a throw, but nice break here. Sapito could create distance again. RoyNichi being quite aggressive, no break on the throw. Trying to get him with side step 3, that was quite risky. Nice use of AOP again, and big juggle the Oki. Nice life lead, but he needs to be very careful. The rage again for Huarang. Sapito clearly waiting here. He wants an opening to finish it. Huarang being still very aggressive. And finally launched him. That will be hit with the rage. It was very close again, and now you can start to regret the first round that was lost. It was basically in Sapito's hands. When you see how close it is each and every round. 2-1 for RoyNichi now. He keeps being aggressive, which is also Huarang playstyle arguably. Nice counter hit. He goes for the damages now, not the Oki. Sapito is very patient here and can beat the Flamingo with AOP. So we saw here again the 1-2 string into Flamingo, and then the AOP that could make it. It's almost done. 2-2. That was straightforward. That will be the last round for today. Immediately Huarang being aggressive and get a launcher. That's a nice life lead for last round, definitely. Sapito still trying to play very safe, zoning and trying to make his opponent whiff to take advantage of that. It's not working so well in this round. Couldn't whiff punish anything, even so he got his opponent to whiff several times already. 50-50s. He's almost dead. Okay, got a poke and that's it. That will be it for today's match and also for today's video. I hope it helped you to understand a bit the choices that were made. It feels a bit unfair for Sapito because he has been quite good, but his opponent was very good as well. Anyway, I wish you a good day and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you around for some more Link content. As always, bye bye.